They're the spiritual leaders of the Muslim community. In France, about 2,000 imams minister the country's large Muslim population, estimated to reach between 4 to 6 million people. Employed or volunteers, they're often underpaid and very popular among worshippers.
When you're sick, or for a divorce, you always go to him to have his opinion and know what the Quran says about it.
The Imam who officiates the traditional prayer is the most knowledgeable person in the mosque.
The problem is most of them aren't trained in France. Many come from abroad without having received a proper training, like this imam from Marseille.
When you get here in France, no one asks you for a diploma or anything, and that's what's wrong. France is experiencing a wave of self-proclaimed imams.
For the last 20 years, though, Muslim centers like this one have opened throughout the country. Here, students can study the Quran, along with other university-level classes in philosophy, law, and the history of French secularism. The country is indeed very attached to a strict interpretation of the separation of state and church. Civic values that, according to this professor, need to be understood by France's future Muslim leaders.
The study of law is very important to us. It's one of our top priorities.
But there are only 4 of these Muslim centers throughout France. They're funded by admission fees, but also by Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, or Kuwait. During a visit at the University of Strasbourg, Prime Minister VALLS outlined his plan to combat radicalization among the French Muslim community.
French imams who speak French, who love France, and that agree with French values, and that are funded by French money.
Funding coming from France, a crucial point for the Prime Minister. The government will also encourage imams to pursue a university course on the place of religion in a secular state, classes that are currently taught in only 6 universities across the country.
You can't be an imam in France if you don't know anything about French secularism and French history.
According to the French government, a dozen more universities will run programs for imams by the end of the year.